everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13. And today I thought I'd talk to you all about the very much anticipated Kingdom Hearts 3. Because for me and a lot of you all, that game is a game that we want to play right here, right now, because we have been waiting for that game for over 13 years. Since 2005, when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, we've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, we got a lot of mobile games, a lot of handheld games, but we never got a mainline console version of Kingdom Hearts. Well, recently, I think about 2-3 days ago, they had an event where they had a bunch of streamers and content creators and other people come in and be able to test Kingdom Hearts, test two of the worlds, you know, and meet the creators. And throughout the little place that they were in LA, Los Angeles, one of the people that I saw on YouTube was talking about it, and he said, you know, when we walked up to this place, they had stuff for Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8 decorating place, as well as stuff for Kingdom Hearts 3. And he said he walked in there and it was like a 4-hour event, and they got to go in there and play the game itself, play Toy Box, which is based on the Toy Story world, so you get to meet Toy Story characters, and they get to play Toy Box, where you get to go in Andy's room, outside of Andy's house, and you get to go to this place called Galaxy Toys, which is for the game, their Toy Story, you know? I mean, it would be cool if they would have gone to like the Toy Barn that you saw in Toy Story 2, and that'd be like a world. But you know, I understand why they went where they went, you know, and create their own world, you know, and stuff like this, and it was really cool. And then he said they also could play on Mount Olympus from Hercules, which was really, really awesome. So yeah, I collected a few pictures, and they're gonna be just rolling up beside me as I talk about more depth of what I've seen from Kingdom Hearts. So I've been waiting for 13 years for Kingdom Hearts because I never jumped into any of the handheld art things, because I never had a DS or, you know, or any of that handheld stuff, you know, to play the handheld games. You know, I was always more of a console person, even though when I was littler, we did have a Game Boy Color, and a Game Boy Advance around the house, you know. But seeing all this information from Kingdom Hearts the last several months, you know, from the D23 event where we saw Monsters Inc. and Toy Story premiere in the game, to where we saw the little event where we had Classic Kingdom, which was taking some of the Tiger Electronics games from the 80s and putting them in as mini games, to us seeing recently through the events where they actually showed the Toy Story world. They actually showed a little bit of one of the things you could do at Mount Olympus, you know. And what was cool about the Toy Story world is that you jumped into it and you saw Buzz, Woody, Ham, and Rex. And where's everybody else? Well, supposedly to them, once these Heartless showed up, they disappeared, you know. And it's like, and Sora, Goofy, and Donald can't really tell them their whole story or why they are there, but they said, hey, we'll try to help you do this, you know. And then you get to see the world, you know, and you get to interact in Andy's room with stuff, you know. Like there's one part where I saw Sora rolling on the ball that you saw in the movies, you know. And then they went outside, you know, and they got to go from his yard to his backyard to out there in the street, and they got to go to the toy store, which is Galaxy Toys, I believe that's the name. Hopefully I'm saying it right. You know, that thing was massive, and they jumped in like little mech things and fought the Heartless. They were going on top of toy shelves here, there, and it was just really, really, really awesome, beautifully done. The voice acting that I saw, the English voice acting that I saw from the video footage that I saw, it was cool. And we saw some of the summons and stuff that you could do. So like some of the summons, I guess, or whatever they call, were from Disney attractions, like the train, the teacups, and one of the ships, you know, from when you go to the Disney parks. And then we saw some of the summons, like you know, like we saw like Xehanort right there, you know. Yeah, it's been you know, a younger version of him, but yeah. We also some of the summons where you know, when you carried them, like in the older games, I think some of the summons were like, I think Chicken Little was one of them, Stitch was one of them, and I think you could do one with Tron, I believe was one, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I played one and two, meaning I've been jumping back into one through an emulator, but that's that. But yeah, it's just really cool that once we saw Ariel, you know, and we saw right there, Ariel, one of the summons, and then the one that really I loved seeing was Wreck-It Ralph, because like it opens up, his machine comes up, and then he falls out of the machine itself, goes from 2D being in the machine to 3D, and then you get to use him and his power, which is really cool, you know, and I love this, you know. And also, as of today, when I was setting up to do this video right here, I saw that in a month from now, early June, we're gonna get the release date from that. So it means, are we gonna get it at a Kingdom Hearts event? Or what else happens at the beginning of June for video games, where a lot of stuff is announced, you know, it's big hype from it. Xbox, Microsoft, Nintendo, and a lot of developers come there and they spend big money on not just showing their stuff in their own little events, but at this event, you know, and they get all this buzz, you know, and people are like, they are watching it, assuming it, and that is, it has an E and a 3 in it. E3, the Electronics Entertainment Expo, you know, I think that's what it's called, you know, but yeah, and so we get a release date, and hopefully if it sticks on 2018, I feel like a holiday 2018 fall or holiday 2018 release date would be perfect for this title, and I can't wait to play it. And I actually saw people not just playing it on a PlayStation where the game 1 and where 1 and 2 came out, but I saw footage of Xbox being played with that game, and it made me go boom, because yes, they've always said it's going to be on Xbox One, that Kingdom Hearts is going to be 3, it's going to be on the Xbox One, it's coming to it, blah blah, we've seen trailers, this, that, and all that, but to actually see somebody holding an Xbox controller, playing the game, oh my goodness, it was phenomenal. But essentially, sorry about my rambling in this is crazy, but essentially it was Kingdom Hearts 3. It's supposed to take everything that's happened in 1 and 2, all the side stories to tell you a little bit about what's happened between 1 and 2 and Roxas and all these other people, and kind of wrap up that story with Xehanort, I think his name's Xehanort, and all that, and kind of resolve that story, basically, be a resolution. But in my heart, what would I want in my heart as a Kingdom Hearts fan? Loving the Kingdom Hearts characters, loving Disney being added to it, loving what Square Enix and Disney have done together. What would I love? I would love if there was a possibility of something being able to be made in the future for this. Like you can sit there and have this be the resolution, but maybe have some branching stories coming to this. Maybe, hey, here's a branching story like this, you know, in video game. Because I'd love to see this series go on, be a 4th Kingdom Hearts, or you sit there and be like years later, there's a game that comes out years later, Sora gets older maybe, and there has to be a new Keyblade Master, you know, and you know, and there's a new villain and all of this stuff, and it's like bam, and then they tackle someone and they still say that, hey, remember this was this. Well, they never talked about this kingdom, you know, and they talked about all these different worlds that were there, like all the Disney worlds that were there. And then they bring in the Disney movies that they didn't use, that they're able to use now, and Pixar stuff, and they're like, bam, 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 bam. And it would be phenomenal. And then they could, like say, with, Lion King, they show Lion King, but then in the future game, they can sit there and be like, here's Lion King 2 characters, here's more focus on this, that, the other thing. It would be massively, you know, but that's just what I would want. But to wrap this up, one other thing that I heard is that what we've seen on YouTube and throughout social media from the Toy Box world, which is Andy and Toy Story's world, you know, is that one of the guys said that one of the developers said that you're only playing 30% of it, and that's already massive for some games from what I've seen. So if you're only playing 30% of it, how massive are these worlds now compared to what they used to be? Because they were pretty damn big and really interesting in the original games, 1 and 2, so if they're only 30% from what we've seen, wow. And the thing that I would love to happen, since it looks like it's taken from Toy Story 1, because I didn't see another Toy Story 2 characters in the game, is that maybe, like there could be part of it that shows up in Sid's backyard, or Sid's room. That would be really, really cool, because that'd be a cool thing for the Heartless and the villains and all that. But that's, you know, or they could have used Pizza Planet. That would have been cool. as well. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much longer. I'm Chrislevi13. I'm very hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3. I can't wait to see more information come from it. And I'm Chrislevi13. I'll see y'all later. Stay awesome.